Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess is out today. Lauren's holding it down. And, of course, we got our niece Nala here. And we got a special guest in the building, the brother Teddy Swims.
Hey, man.
How you feeling,
Swims.
man?
I'm so honored to be here, man. I'm pumped.
Nah, man, we're happy to have you
I'm
here.
really
Absolutely.
excited, dude. We did our album release party last night, though. So, again, excuse my drinking for...
You don't have to excuse yourself for drinking early in the morning. You see that one over there?
Let's cheers
That's what
to
she
your
does.
new release
That's her
and all of
breakfast.
your
She does it
success and your
every day.
baby on the way. What?
All right.
Why you out here telling my business?
Sorry. Well,
You're
congrats, baby, on the way.
embarrassing. No.
He said you got a baby on the way?
I thought you said it. I was like...
We need to drink right now.
Well, congratulations,
You're drinking with a
man.
pregnant woman, Teddy. How do you feel?
First of all,
Feel
can
good about
y'all
that?
stop? I do not have no baby on the way.
She ain't got a man yet. How's she going to get pregnant without a man?
Oh, God. I misread that whole situation. Sorry, let's start over. Can
we
we go back
please?
from the top?
Congratulations.
On the
Thank
way.
you, guys. For my baby on the way. Yeah,
Yes.
I have one on the way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Lord.
you're drinking with a pregnant man this early.
Tell us about yourself, Teddy.
Man, that's so loaded.
Not really. Just who are you?
I'm my daddy's son.
There you go.
That's about it, really.
From?
I'm from Georgia, from about 30 minutes east of Atlanta in Conyers, Georgia,
Okay.
Rockdale County, and I like singing songs, and I'm a good boy.
You have a very soulful voice. Did you grow up in the church?
Yeah, so my granddad was a Pentecostal pastor. I didn't grow up singing in the church a lot, but I definitely grew up with, I guess like, fire and brimstone for sure, man. With the fear of God, yeah, you know what I mean.
You're afraid to sin?
Oh no, not these days. I mean, shit. But
I'm just talking about like back in the day. Was it like a very religious household?
Like girls don't get haircuts. Girls wear skirts, men wear jeans, like that kind of thing. It was real kind of tight, and I'm very fortunate, I guess. I feel like I still subscribe to so many of the beliefs. Not the beliefs, but the principles of even the beliefs aren't there. I do love that my granddad was, as I was growing up with my granddad, he was like, we wouldn't even go to restaurants that would have a bar in the restaurant, and not that he ever had a problem drinking, but it was just, he stood on his beliefs so much. The thing that I was always with him was that I didn't subscribe to the idea that like telling people that they're wrong and this is the only way to believe something. I remember he'd look at other churches and be like, think that the only way he believed it was right. I remember the first time I sang at his church, I might have been 17 or 16 or something, and I remember him saying like, coming to me and talking to me and going like, I want you to sing at the church, bud, but man, all these kids are like break dancing and carrying on for the Lord, and I was like, yo, Pop, like nobody's broke danced since like my mom was the child. You're so and if they want to break dance for the Lord, Pop, like let them break dance for the Lord. So he was very stern, like just by the book. If it wasn't in the Bible, then it was a sin. You know what I mean?
So were you rebellious?
Yeah, hell yeah, But my mom was worse than I was. I remember getting in trouble for all sorts of shit and being like, I'm not doing any of that. She was thought I was doing all sorts of mess, but she was a pastor's kid. My mother was the.
But I wanted to, when you talk about rebellious, you started off playing football, all right? So
yes, sir.
I heard your family was a big football family. So what got you from football to singing?
My dear friend
You're like a
Jesse.
nose guard. I can see that.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
That's what you play? No.
Yeah, and an offensive guard as well. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and but I just 5'7" wasn't really happening. I just
You were in high school, middle school at the time.
Yeah, but I've been 5'7" since I was in 8th grade.
Okay, all right.
And so they thought I was gonna be big, and then it
didn't happen.
Guys started shooting up to 6'2" and 3, and I whooped my ass off the line.
So
after
what got
that,
you into arts, like to
so my
acting
dear
and
friend
singing?
Jesse, who still plays with me, I've known him since I was a little kid. His dad was always in bands and stuff, and so we started trying to experiment and play music and stuff. And his older sister was in musical theater and got us into musical theater, and I just kind of fell in love with singing, and I was hooked. The singing has changed my life. I wasn't good always, but I fell in love with it, and I remember telling my mom that I was gonna not do football anymore, and I was gonna sing, and she was so hurt. Like brought out all my memorabilia, like. I can't believe you do this to us. We've been playing football, you know. And I remember my first we did this show called Damn Yankees. I did like 2 lines in it, I think. And after I got done, I come off stage and she was like, "I'm so sorry, baby. This is where you belong.
Really?
You're a star." You know, after I did like 2 lines, you know, but it was.
What you mean by you weren't always good at it? Like, how do you
sound
sound amazing?
So bad. We were so bad at it, you know.
You was in a group?
Well, no, just me and my buddy Jesse. He still plays guitar, writes, and he plays guitar in my band still. And we used to just always, you know, as we were learning and trying to build bands together and do it as kids, you know, we just were really bad. You know, we sucked. Like, we were just not good. You can still find, actually, on YouTube, I was a senior in high school. My first band, Heroic Bear, is still on YouTube, our first little EP. And I was in like a metalcore band at the time. And so you could still hear me like screaming away and like singing and if you definitely don't pull it up now, it would be
Too late.
It's too late. We're gonna look it
but
up.
not in front of me. I'm just saying not in front of me, you know, because I would cringe. But if you want to hear
guys.
it,
You know the routine.
if you hear it, dude, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, you got good. Yeah,
Did you get
yeah.
lessons or did you practice or how did you get so good?
Well, I think I was so lucky. I mean, I was in theater, you know, and I had a lot of good friends and that were singing. But I think the biggest thing was growing up in when the YouTube era was first kind of starting, you know. And if I had questions or if I wanted to know how to sing, there was always a live version of singers singing, you know. Right. So like I could watch like live videos of how are they moving their throat, how are they moving their jaws, how are they.
Oh, yo, that was crazy.
And I could dissect it, you know. I could just sit there and watch YouTube videos and see people singing live, you know, like. I remember I was in Credit Recovery watching Craig David, you know, like singing, Craig David singing, like, and Credit Recovery. I would pull up like a YouTube proxy and just have it behind the video and just like listen to Craig David just. I'm walking away from troubles in my. I could listen to live videos and watch them play, you know, and sing, and it was like.
Do you think you like I guess saw somebody like Craig David and like mimicked him, and that's how you found your voice?
Oh, totally, yeah, okay. Yeah. We, you know, I mean, some of the best, man, some of the best that ever did it. Marvin Gaye, watching Otis Redding, man, listening to Al Green, you know, those are. I mean, it doesn't get better.
Go.
How did you figure out what your warm spot was going to be, even genre-wise? Because you're listed as a multi-genre vocalist. People put you in R&B, country, rock, and pop. So at what point did you know, like, okay, it's going to be a mixture of all this, or did you try different things?
I think I was just, I love this instrument so much. You know, I was so hooked on this instrument. And so whatever it felt like it would work, I'm such a fan of this instrument.
By instrument, you mean your
voice.
throat.
Yeah, I if I hear a screamer or a singer, anybody doing anything with their mouth that I don't know how to do, I don't mean it like that.
We know what you mean. He just can't stop. Teddy, he just can't stop.
Yo.
This is him.
Don't do that to me. We're just getting started, dog.
I'm listening. I like it.
He likes it. Keep going, Teddy.
Okay,
I
so
guess
yes,
the instrument-
anything that
the
can, anybody that can do something with their mouth that you
I-
can't do. Yeah, continue.
I do see how that sounds now that you said it. I'm laughing too. I mean, I just fell in love with the instrument, and I was like, I want to know how to access that, you know, however people do it, whether it's screaming, whether it's opera, whether it's whatever it is. I want to be able to do that. I'm so in love with this thing. We're so capable of expressing emotion and lending, you know, life stories that way, and I just fell in love with.
There's a science to it that
know?
I think people don't respect. That's how I know you're a real artist. Just the fact that you keep calling your vocal an instrument.
Hell yeah, man! It's such a muscle that, and I think it's the only instrument that you can kind of take everywhere with you and practice at all times, you know. But it's bound to by your your decisions or your travel, or your sickness, or whatever's going on. You know, it's always ever changing and bound to what what you did last night and waking up at 9:30 and sounding like shit the next day. You know, so it's always bound to you. And I think it's the one thing in the world that is like your thumbprint on the world. You know, your voice is only yours. You can with a guitar, you could take the same amp, play the same lick with the same exact guitar and the same pedal and sound the same, but with your voice, it's like only you have that, you know, and it's such a special thing. And your circumstance and your heartbreak and all that stuff is all a part of something that makes you so uniquely you. You know.
And then you started doing these covers, right? And you started covering songs, and then you did one cover that started shooting up crazy. So talk about that a little bit.
Oh, I think Shania Twain, Still the One was that was the one that really kind of went crazy for us. That was, I love my mama, and my mama loved Shania Twain when I was coming up. I love Shania Twain too. That was a real life changing one for us. And our first one we started out with was because June 25th of 2019 was the first time I never even suspected doing covers, online, and we had found the stems of Rock With You online.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, and so it was 10 years right after he passed. It was his 10-year anniversary, and so I was like, man, we should just do Rock With You by Michael Jackson just to pay homage to him, and for the and we uploaded it, and it started doing well, and it was like, man, we should just keep this cover train kind of going. So we kept on for the next few months, and I think the beautiful thing about starting with Rock With You, it started getting, like I said, the first day we woke up, we had like 10,000 views, and it was so life changing for us. We're like, boys, we're getting hammered. This is sick. And I think it was such a weird thing, because once it hit like this critical mass of like maybe 500,000 views, I think people were looking at it, seeing the way I look, and then seeing the Rock With You, and saying Rock With You by Michael Jackson and me, and I'm looking like an absolute redneck and saying like, either this is hilarious or this is actually really good. And I think for our benefit, it was kind of both, because just the fact that I was singing that song but doing it well was just kind of funny and surprisingly good.
The first time I got put on you, it was actually in the barbershop. My barber Ty had you because it was on YouTube, and he had you playing, and I'm like, that is coming out of that? You know what I'm saying?
I think
like
that's been a
voice is coming out
special
of
thing for
and,
me.
And,
Yes,
and
sir.
I mean, it is. I don't want to say it's a novelty thing, but it is one of those things that gets your attention. It does.
Yeah, I think there's been something that we have been able to lean in that it doesn't look like what it, or doesn't look like what it sounds like, right? And I think that's been something that's been so beautiful for me, is to be able to have such an emotive, expressive voice and look like I make fart jokes, and I do.
Fart jokes of entertainment.
Yeah, because I know we all know what heartbreak is like, and we all think farts are funny.
Absolutely.
And that's just kind of my MO, and it's
not about what comes out your ass that's funny nowadays. It's about what goes in. What goes in can make you funny too.
So, sure kid.
Yeah.
Make you walk funny too.
Please.
Make you walk funny too.
Are y'all bonding? I just want to know. Are y'all bonding? I'm just curious. A lot of throat jokes, booty jokes.
I don't got a man,
You guys are bonding.
they all worried about Charlamagne. That's why I ain't got no man, because they all worried about you.
Knock it off.
My
Yeah.
God.
Now, Teddy, why have
Obviously.
you tried everything but therapy?
Well, I've tried therapy now, sir.
Okay.
So I'm even as we're getting ready to have our kid, me and my girls have been doing even couples therapy too,
Congratulations.
which has been so wonderful, and making sure we're coming in and having this child in the most healed, communicative. What is the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm
Something like
saying?
that. I know what you're trying to say.
Communicative.
Yeah, and we're trying to make sure we're doing it. We're separately and couples therapy, and bringing this baby in the the right way, and hopefully we're still gonna have baggage, of course, but the most healed safest environment possible. But I think naming the album that was kind of to have that conversation, and with myself, to get myself to go. I think there's just like been in generations past, and even still there's this like connotation on therapy that we're like, so I know we're not allowed to go to that, or we're not allowed to share our feelings or emotions,
Especially men.
Yeah, you know, and I just it's been life-changing for me. And I did have even this in my brain that I was like, I'm not crazy. I don't need that shit. I had this for so long that I was like, I know myself. I don't need nobody to tell me what's wrong with me. And I feel like I feel like once I got it too, it was so much different than I thought it would be too. And I feel like there was something beautiful about having that first album and not trying it, and being in a place of turmoil and heartbreak with somebody that made me feel like my feelings were invalid or not allowed to have, and having this part 2 coming out and being this thing of, I've tried therapy, I'm back in love, I'm having a child, I'm got some level of success in this, and on the back of heartbreak, it does get better on the other side,
Absolutely.
and I'm just so grateful for.
Was it Was you going to therapy? Was that pushed on you? Not pushed on you, but did your girlfriend kind of like influence you to do that, or was something you wanted to do?
I've been, you know, again, I was. The plan was to have tried therapy after I put out the record. It was like kind of my promise to myself after the first one, like, I'm gonna go to therapy, and I did push it off for a long time. But I think when we first found out we were kind of pregnant, she was like, you know what we should do? It was never to push on a therapy like to me to have my own therapy, right. But I think she's such a wonderful person. I think she was just like, we should do therapy together as like a couples therapy, so we make sure we bring our kid in. Yeah. And it kind of, once I felt how that was, I was like, I should do some therapy by myself too. And she's like, I think that's a great idea. So it was never kind of pushed. It was kind of like, I think she planted little seeds for me to, man. Strong ass woman.
Yeah,
dude.
good
Come
woman.
on, bro.
I
yeah,
love therapy.
Yeah, bro. Strong ass woman. Now I think she just kind of knew how to like plant the little seed for me to find it on my own, which is what it should be like. You know.
One of the things I read you talked about is are you already back down south and left LA from the fires?
No, we're in LA still. We're in the Valley, and I mean also. I think we're doing okay. We haven't seen like, you know, we had seen a little bit of smoke in our area, but we haven't been home because of, I don't want her breathing that thing in though. But I think I will say though, what's been so beautiful about that situation, and my prayers and prayers and prayers and so much prayers has gone into that, and I what makes me feel like, I think us as a society is, I feel like we can all be so jaded and so like tough and hardcore, but when a tragedy happens, you see how like quick people are to come together and love each other, and be that community in LA is like coming together, and everybody's donating their time and their money and food, and I don't know, I haven't seen a place be that, you know, like we unite when everybody's going through something together, you know,
and it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, it
should be like that all the time.
I'm glad that that's happening. You know, it makes me, it reinstills my faith in humanity that I know when shit hits the fan, we all do love each other. You know, at the core of it all, we're all like, we love each other.
Because I think regardless of if you're black, white, gay, straight, rich, poor, when a Mother Nature hits, none of us are
None of that matters.
Yeah.
We're just all at the mercy of Mother Nature.
But at least we look out for each other at the end of the day, and I think that's what's so beautiful, man. This is like instilled my faith again in society. I'm like, God, I love that we all have just pulled together. And
so are you going to stay in LA with the baby because you're going to move down south? You said you
I mean, of course, I'm probably still going to have to like rent in LA. I think I might still just rent, but I was going to buy, and it did spook me. I want to be able to like. I might move back, you know, maybe to Nashville where I could work and still be like 4 hours from the parents if they want to drive up and see a baby. But I still want my little boy to have like a little, or girl, I don't know. But
keep that money in the South, man.
And
your money goes farther.
I want my baby to have a little Southern accent. You know what I'm saying? I want to open doors and, you know,
that charm.
Hi, good afternoon.
How about it, bud? You know,
First of all,
had the door slam on me.
For the gang that's walking in behind y'all at the spot, y'all don't open the door for nobody.
Not the gang.
You know, Donnell Rollins thinks that he's the reason that you're having a baby. He said that I saw you was on his podcast.
He said, yeah.
And you said you wanted to have a kid, and he told you that you was going to have one.
But, I can't tell you enough how much, like, man, when they say don't meet your heroes, they was right. Donnell Rollins is a piece of shit. No, I'm just like, no, he's the nicest human being.
I agree with you.
He's the nicest person, bro. But I tell you,
anything good you say about him, I agree with you. Your initial statement.
Well, no, keep the rest of it. I don't want him to hear that. They'd be like, damn, bro, I fucking love you, dude. That's been one of the nicest. He sings me all the time, man. He sends me. We just talked yesterday, and he's my fucking hero, man.
Donnell Rollins?
Dude, he's such a nice human
Google
being,
the small
man.
town you grew up in.
Did you see when he came up?
Such a hater.
Did you see when he was up here last time?
No, but he was just doing what was the radio
Saturday night?
Yeah,
Radio Saturday. That's
I just
his
missed
picture
him.
right
We
there.
came in. I just missed him too, and he sent me. He was on Shay Shay yesterday, the day before, or something like that, and he just sent me him.
He was
singing
singing your song.
Lose. Yeah, but man, he's.
So why you don't have Donnell tattooed near your cock?
What?
Wait, what?
He has Dave Chappelle tattooed near his cock. Y'all didn't know that? Why?
Well,
is
no,
Donnell-
they know
I'll
that.
put him,
You
I'll
had
put
to
him right next to Dave.
preference
Yeah,
that
I have a
conversation.
Dave right here, man. Actually,
What made you put Dave right there, though?
I don't have that much room left.
Oh, inner thigh is
It's nothing to do with my car. No.
Okay.
But how do you show him? Like, hey, look at my.
No. I did get to meet him like last year. He had like this Grammy party, and he was doing this open jam thing, and it was cool. And I got to meet him, and I was like, hey, look, Dave, I got a tattoo of you. He was like, hell yeah, we dapped up about it, and then I was like, I'm not gonna drop trowel, and show you my tattoo. Of course, I also don't want to be like.
You can show a picture.
Yeah, I don't know. I just also then I don't want him to think what he thinks, and that it's like too close. To and it's really not that close. I'm not hanging that bad anyway, so it's really not that serious.
How long you had it?
A couple of years.
So when a woman's down there.
Why are you so infatuated with this damn
Because a man's
tattoo?
face near your cock.
I mean, there's a bunch of
it's not.
tattoos.
What I'm saying is, it's not that close, dude. I'm not working with that much, my man.
Got
So
it.
it's fine.
Sound like you want to see so bad.
It's a lot further than you think.
Now, the name.
Y'all gonna have to do a show.
Hold
in
on,
I ain't
wait.
gonna hold you,
But
family.
I thought that you said, so Donnell, yeah, he's cool. But I thought you said it was the night of the MTV Awards that you found out, you figured, you backtracked it and thought that was the night that you conceived your kid.
Yeah. The VMAs is when we conceived. Yeah.
So it had nothing to do with Donnell, for real.
No,
Sorta-ish, kinda.
That's what
I
Donnell
didn't. After I was in Europe when I talked to Donnell, and we were talking about it. That was before we knew we were pregnant.
manifested. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
So I guess we might have been already pregnant at that time. You know, we were pregnant at that time, but I didn't find out until way later. We were playing Austin City Limits, which was I don't know when. Do you guys know when we played? October was when we found out. So we're doing
Before
June.
you drink, Lauren. You keep
I
sipping
got
out the
you.
empty cup.
Congrats.
I wanted, okay.
The name Teddy Swims.
You don't have to do that.
We got you. We got you to guess.
Well, I just handed that to her and then
we
looked
got
back this
you.
way. I was like, my mama would have whooped my ass.
No. We failed.
I was just like, yes, ma'am, thank you.
You grew up on a dirt road?
No, not on a dirt road,
Okay.
but I mean, it was paved, I guess.
Yeah, I grew up on a dirt road. I'm from the South. Too. I'm
We
from
had
South Carolina.
chickens, but
Yeah.
it was paved though.
We had chickens.
Now the name Teddy Swims. Where did the name come from?
I've been called Teddy forever. My real name's Jayton, and I think as I was like going up to church and waiting tables and stuff, and it just for old ladies that was tough. Jayton was real tough on them. They just Jamie, James, So it
Jayton?
just-
What type of
Jayton.
old ladies
That's a
are
black
these?
name,
I was about to say
Jayton.
they wait old ladies, because for us, that's like Jayton is regular.
Oh, I appreciate that. I don't really know how to respond to that.
You don't want to get in no trouble.
It wasn't normal to me. It was all I got.
Well done.
You're right. It's not that hard to chew. But I think
It's not that hard to say.
You're not gonna get me in trouble. But Teddy Swims did.
You heard somebody say, "What kind of lady?" He's like, shit. Let me try to avoid that question."
Teddy was just, got coined as, I've just been Teddy. It's our little Teddy. I've just looked like this without a beard for most of my life. And
But
I
Swims
guess
is an
without that-
acronym, though, right?
Yeah. For someone who I massage sexually.
Huh?
No, I don't.
I'm a sexually.
Someone who isn't me sometimes.
Okay.
I've just been switching it up lately, trying to think of new ones like soft wiener in my shorts. Like I've been thinking of new ones.
Yo.
that I
I'm turning him on right now.
Yeah.
Like, he
No, I
loves
get it.
this.
No, it's that New York City
He
cold.
might DM you, hey, big head.
Y'all
What
leave
does
him
that mean,
alone,
though?
man.
Someone
That's
who
my
isn't
dog.
me sometimes. Like, you mean like, so you turn into this character is what you're saying?
No, I don't know. It was I'd first originally found it on like this forum, which it was like a every time Swim does this, Swim becomes like, it was like a drug forum I found it on. I was like, people were saying someone who isn't me. So it was like kind of like an asking for a friend thing. I guess we just like added an S on it with Swims, like the plural form. And it was like my entire kind of group at the time. And then Teddy kind of slapped in front of it. And it just eventually became Teddy Swims itself. Like it was, I don't know, it just kind of stuck, It was like Swims was our unit, and then it was like Teddy Swims from like Teddy from Swims kind of situation, and it was like, just like you would maybe have like an ASAP Rocky and ASAP Ferg. That Swims was kind of our like unit, so it was like Teddy Swims, and then it just stuck.
Can you actually swim?
No.
Oh, wow.
I
You might be black for real.
I'm about to say.
Sound black, can't swim.
Yo, it's something.
Name Jay.
Jaden can't swim.
Jaden can swim.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I feel like my face is getting red, like I'm
It was.
blushing.
It-
I
read the first
I don't
time.
know. I don't know why
It's
I'm
the
blushing
tequila.
either.
It's the
I don't know.
tequila.
I don't know.
Does the horseshoe around your neck like mean something or represent something?
Or it's just-
No, this is just a cute
it's
necklace.
just fly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like he was saying, your outside looks so much different than what I thought you would look like from when I first heard you. I'm just curious as to like, what are some of your interests outside of music?
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that because I don't know. You know, I've really been in this place where we've been discussing like hobbies. You know, and I think like I would like to have some of them. You know, I think it would be cool to have something outside this. I think being a father is going to be the best thing that's ever happened to me because of that. I feel like I'm going to learn how to be like present in a different way. You know, I feel currently I say this all the time. There's like a 9-year-old on TikTok who's better than at our job than any of us are.
Of course.
Like they do all of our job, you know. And so I just always feel like I'm in this place of like, go get it. Somebody else is getting it if I'm not getting it. And even when I sit down and watch a TV show, I'm like, I should be going. And I think what I'm really looking for that baby teaching me is that when I'm watching TV or sitting there, I know that being present with that child is gonna be the most productive thing I could be doing. Doing nothing at all with that child. And so I think I'm gonna make my home balance and my work balance all matter more in that way. And so I've been thinking about hobbies, but I think like I'm gonna pick up hobbies that baby likes. Like that baby wants to play football, we're gonna be out there fucking hit somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a damn coach, baby. You're gonna see me like with my Netflix special, like how like Snoop Dogg had the whole league going. That's what I'm trying. We're gonna be in that bitch. That's what we're gonna do like that. I wanna be football coach, you know, or whatever it is, you know, whatever happens. Cheerleading coach. I don't
I was
care.
about to
whatever.
say, you really think it's a boy.
Yeah, I hope so. I would.
Because you didn't mention cheerleading.
What?
Boys can cheerlead too.
Yeah. I got 2 little brothers that are 8 and 10 years younger, so I know how to wipe poop off of balls. You know what I'm saying? I think the first time around, I'd like a boy.
Yeah.
I'd like it. A girl right now, like discipline's out the window for me. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Nothing better than a girl.
Yeah, I got
Nothing
4
better-
girls,
I got
man.
4 girls,
I wanted
too.
boys too, but I ended up with all 4 girls.
I can't wait, man. My dad's 4. I'm one of 4 boys, and so he wants a girl, you know. And
Were you a hoe in a past life? Like,
I was literally about to say.
were you a hoe? Like, did you?
Why
But
he
they say-
think
Did you get a lot of? Did you swim a lot?
oh,
Did you get-
I thought
did you
they
get a
said
lot
in
of-
past life. I was like, shit,
Not in
maybe.
past
I was,
life, but
I was
before
like,
you got
I
with
was
your
like, he asked me if
woman
I was a
now.
Was you
hooker in my
outside?
past life.
No, like was you
Before you got
outside?
with your woman now, were you know?
No, I was always. I mean, I had my fun. Like after my last relationship before this one, it was the first time I was like single and famous, and I was like, this is cool. I had my little. I swam then a little bit. You know what I mean? But
Groupies.
yeah, it was cool. Love you though, baby. But I was like a serial dater for a long time in my life. You know what I mean? Like in love and doing the same thing for a long time. But I did have my fun before. You know,
Because they say if you're a hoe, you can't
You don't
have
get a
any
lot of
boys.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only have girls. That's why he has 4 girls.
Yeah.
you was a hoe?
You got girls too. Envy.
I got
You
2
don't
boys
even
though
give
too.
me that.
I got 6. I got
wasn't
6
a
kids.
You was mid hoe. All right.
I was a.
Don't
I
stole on
was
Charlamagne.
very, very sweet.
Like, how did you know that your girlfriend right now was the one? Because you met her. You met her at a show, right? She came to one of your
She's
shows.
an absolute babe. Are you kidding me? How could she's the one? You ain't seen that girl?
No, I've seen her. She's
Goodness
gorgeous.
gracious, what
But
an angel,
How
man.
did if you're dating and like what was the thing for? Was it like you saw her and you just knew?
Well, I
Was
had
it
been listening to her
conversation?
music for a while too. So my dear friend Arce, he's a producer. We went to high school together, and he's like, man, he came to my studio a couple years ago and was like, hey man, I want to show you this girl I've been working with. I listened to her song they made. I don't think the song ever came out, and I looked her up and I was like, whoa.
Got bricked
Oh,
up.
so she wasn't like a random person at a
dude,
show.
Come
Okay.
on,
Jesus.
brick up, bro. Yes, sir.
I thought she was like in the crowd
so
and you
I-
saw her. You
No,
moved the
so
crowd.
I
had this
messaged
whole
her. It's
vision
like,
in
I love
mind.
you. And then a couple years later, I'm going back to Atlanta. She was living in Atlanta at the time, and her roommate was like a fan. She was like, hey, my roommate, wants to come to the show. We'd love to come to the show. Come see you. I was like, please come to the show. I would love to have you. I'll put you on the guest list. And she came to the show, and I said, rolled up a Play-Doh snake and fucking.
That's right.
said,
The
"Girl,
Birdman.
Play-Doh snake.
Yeah, what's
you know what?
Like,
Oh.
turn his swag on.
What's your Riz like? Tell me what the Riz was like,
Yeah.
though. What'd you say, Teddy?
I trying to shoot my shot. Hi, how are you? And
That was the
worked.
shot.
That was
you
it.
really
shot?
kind of like that.
Yeah.
Hi, I love you.
No, immediately off
That's
the
I love
rip.
you already?
Yeah, that's the first thing I messaged her a couple years before that. I said, girl, I'm gonna shoot my shot. What's going on? Like, I don't know.
You knew when you saw her.
Well,
you
and
knew.
also I think it's so important to like in relationships with anybody, navigating relationships. I'm just not the person to waste time with relationships. I think it's like even with like even if it's me and this person and we're both single, I'm just like, okay, let's just clear the air out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find me attractive? I find you attractive. Do we do anything about that? Are we gonna be friends? Like let's just navigate this before we both thinking about it. And I'm going home and I'm beating off, and then I'm thinking about you, but we're supposed to be best friends. And then, you know what I'm saying? Let's not do all this. Let's not play around.
No gray
Like,
area.
That's real.
Yeah, I'm navigating
Those
my
are healthy
relationships.
conversations.
Wow.
Yeah, I
No,
agree.
I think women appreciate the. I mean, I don't know if it was that straightforward, but I think women
Yeah,
can appreciate the
I didn't
honesty.
tell her I'm gonna
and
go
the-
home and beat her. I didn't do
Yeah.
that. But
I
you
would
know
have-
what I'm
I
going.
think
I didn't say
With
that.
Dave
I'm just
Chappelle on
saying
your
you got
thigh, like, that is
what I'm
wild.
going. Yeah.
If you think about it, that's you.
Yeah, I
know,
didn't say that. I'm
Okay.
just saying that's I'm saying this as an example of not something I would say, but as
It's a thought process.
Look, we
As a
appreciate
thought
your
process.
honesty.
Yeah, laying
Thank
out
you, sir.
intentions early is definitely appreciated. I think women appreciate that.
And if not, then that's cool. We could both acknowledge that we're attractive and also be pals.
Well, it
we're
works.
adults here. We can navigate relationships with beautiful women.
Can we talk about some of this music on this new album?
Sure, I'd love to.
Not
By the
your
way,
man.
you gotta leave in about 4 minutes.
Shut up. They said 9:45.
No.
Oh,
Check your
man, I've
text,
been
'cause you
having
gotta go to
fun,
something.
dude.
I'm not. Don't check the text. You should have shut up. Not Your Man is a very vulnerable record.
Thank you, sir.
Have you ever really felt like you gave everything to a woman and it wasn't enough?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I mean, I was in a place where I think it was important to start this one out like that because I wrote this forever ago. I was in a place with somebody where I know it's hard. I don't want to talk about her in a way that because as I've grown and healed and moved on, I thank her for what we went through, and I'm grateful for that time and space that we had together. And that pain, but I was at a place where I felt like I was given everything and my feelings and I was not validated, or it was not enough, or I was crazy for feeling this way, or it was abusive situation. I don't want to say it while
Emotionally abusive?
Both, man. Physically, she was just not good. She was not a good person. And I don't, I'll never say it. I hope the best for her now, and I don't want to say that. It's a tough thing to talk about. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
I want the best for her, but yeah, it was a very tough thing to try to heal somebody, try to make space for someone to heal, try to give somebody everything, and them to not. You would think if you had a passion. I'll just make it like this: you had a passion in your life, and you had somebody in your life that says you can quit your job and just focus on your passion. I'll take care of the rest. You got it. And you don't do anything with your life, but you just go on, just eat Xanax all day and lay around and blame somebody for your shortcomings when you had the opportunity to follow your dream and somebody that would support you in your dreams. And you'd be like so surprised to see if somebody had the opportunity to follow their dreams and they had everything taken care of, how many people would be like, oh, if everything's taken care of, I'm not going to do shit anymore, And you can't put ambition and drive into somebody. You can't heal nobody. You can't save nobody. And I've started to go on that tangent, but
I like that, Lugo.
From that situation, do you feel like you no longer enable? Because it's like, though you want to do something out of love to better somebody, sometimes it's to their own detriment.
Yeah, I think it was an enabling at the end of the day. I was doing something to help someone become. But I think at the end of the day, I was enabling somebody to do nothing. And if that was inside of them, I was enabling that. And I think it's a common pattern, but yes, I'm trying to heal and learn to not see somebody wants to be this or see somebody for who they are and not who I want them to be or think they should be.
But that's even outside of relationships. Like, how are you handling just those type of boundaries now?
we're working on boundaries at all. I'm learning those. You know, that's a huge step for me. Just boundaries is in general. It's a full-time job, just navigating having them. You know, so
do you feel guilty when you're like, no, I can't do
Yes,
that?
yeah. I mean, but
I can tell you got a big heart, but people will take advantage of that.
Hell yeah, and I'm so grateful to be. I don't want to say I'm grateful to be taken advantage of. I'm grateful to be available. You know,
everybody's going to use you, but don't let people misuse you.
Amen. Yeah. I heard this advice from this. We was meet and greet one time, and this lady, she said, she's a therapist. She said, the way people treat you is a reflection of the way they see you. You know, the way people treat you is a reflection of the way they see you. The way you let people treat you is a reflection of the way you see yourself. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
And it's stuck with me, man. It's and so I'm learning boundaries. Yes,
I have a last question for you. In meeting you and just hearing you talk about, first of all, you're just such a nice person.
I'm my daddy's son. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I was reading this interview. You talked about, because your girlfriend's Black, and you talked about like when you guys are in the South, you get like looks from people and like it bothers you because love should be love. How do you guys now you're about to bring a baby into the world, you're so positive, she seems so amazing, but the world is not always like that. Like how do you defeat that? Because you're really a really nice person. Like it breaks my heart.
I mean, you know,
thinking about that meeting.
I hate how much she's go through, and she's, you know, so her dad's Black and her mom's white, so she's gone through this, like, tells me about stuff all the time about, like, you know, how she felt not white enough or not Black enough, and how much her like world in her life has been such a, I guess, like a juxtaposition in both sides, you know, never feeling like she wasn't quite accepted by either side, you know. And so this is not a story. I won't tell you her story because she's better at saying it than I will. I'll never tell you her story, but I see how, like, how beautiful she is, and how I guess how, like, elegant she navigates being who she is, you know. And she's the most incredible human being I've ever met, man.
I got a good counselor for y'all to talk to.
Okay, I would love
His
that.
name is
Yeah.
Dr. Umar Johnson. Like,
my God.
You don't want to talk to him.
No. Come back this way. Focus over here. Don't. Nope.
Speaking of Black and white,
no.
The song with Money Long.
Yes, sir.
That title's a little on the nose, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think that the point of it was kind of the I think to the core of love in itself is black and white. Like it's a black and white issue. Love is love, and not love is not love, and loving, whether it's a person of a different color, shape, size, sexuality, same sex, whatever it is. I think that the thing was trying to say that no matter what, we could come from different worlds. It's a true, I guess, Romeo and Juliet story, you know, kind of is the basis of it, is that, like, you know, we come from different places, we come from different cultures, we have different things, but when you're in love, man, love is love, and that should be enough. And that's really, there ain't nothing great about that, man. That's just love, you know. Love is love, baby, you know.
I love that record, and it's a good stamp because, you know, Money Long recently went viral for saying she's not writing soulful songs for white artists. Did you see that?
I did not. Oh,
Okay.
I'm glad I got that one before she said
Exactly.
I'm glad I got the last one.
Now let's talk about the
we just missed the cutoff.
But that shows how much she respects you, though.
Yeah, it does mean a lot.
When was
Yeah.
Sweetheart,
that song done? How long
Oh,
ago?
sure, maybe she hates that song, and that's why she said
She gave
that.
it to you? When
Maybe
was that
she's
song
like,
done?
fucking Teddy, man. I'm not doing that again.
When did she do that song? Was that did she do that a while ago? Or?
Yeah, we did it. It's had to be a few months ago now. My dear friend Jeff Kitty and Mickey Echo was a part of it with us too, and we like started working on it. And I remember Jeff Kitty has been working with Money for long years and years, and he's like, man, should we see if Money wants to do this song with us? And I was like, I mean, yeah, we'd kind of like to do a record like this. We would kind of need that, you know. I would be so stoked that she'd be willing to, because I knew what I kind of wanted to say, but also I can't say that, you know, without having Money help me say that, you know, but also without like relying too much. I think we needed to say that with, you know, together. And so I'm just grateful she took that opportunity to say, I see what you're trying to say. I'll have you say that, you know, and said it with me. And I think I'm so grateful for her, because Money's just a legend, man. What a bad Badass bitch,
Love her.
man.
Now, you also said you wanted to meet one of your musical idols, were Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Did you ever get an opportunity?
Yeah,
to meet?
you know, we haven't met in person, but I
FaceTimed you.
yeah, and I got a chance to do a record with him too. So I think he's gonna put out his next record. I hope so. I hope it's gonna come out. I'm really excited. It's a good record. It's called Politic Player. And,
Wow.
yeah, which is such an honor to be on a Stevie Wonder record. But yeah, he did FaceTime me. I'll tell you about it. It's so funny, man. He FaceTime me.
Did he hold the camera up himself?
Yeah, and here's the thing. He is actually blind, y'all. This is true life. He was blind. I'm saying people say it. There's a conspiracy that he's not, and he
You seen
is.
him pick up the mic that fell?
Look, I'm telling you, I was on the phone with I was FaceTiming this man, and he said, he had put the camera around, he said, "This is my son over here," and then he said, "I'm over here, Dad." He's pulled over here, and he said, "And this is my niece," and then he had phone facing her, and for the next 10 minutes of the conversation, I look, as far as you are, I looked at his niece, and not him at all. And he was holding the camera like he thought I was seeing him, and I did not have the heart.
He's blind.
And she was sitting there.
Confirmation that Stevie Wonder is blind.
She was sitting there texting on her phone. I didn't have the heart to say, "Hey, I can't see you, bro." Well, you know, my dumbass, the reason he called me, because I was in Tokyo, right? I was in Tokyo, and I had found my favorite album of all time, best album ever, Songs in the Key of Life. I found a CD of it. It was a Tokyo version of it, like the Japanese version of it. And my dumbass texted him a picture of it.
Oh my goodness!
Like an idiot. Like he was gonna see it. Right. Like I just
Did he
texted him.
reply?
Guess what I found, bro?
What'd he
Like guess
say?
what I found, bro?
What'd he say?
He just FaceTimed me. So I was like,
See?
and my fucking dumbass too was like, "Did you get my text?" So he didn't see it, bro.
I don't think so.
So I just to put all those things to rest. That
You
he's
to be
not
the person
blind,
that
he
shut down
is
the
blind.
rumors is
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, my
All
goodness.
these years, black people been trying to figure this out, and you are the one that solved the problem. You figured it out.
I just know I was looking at his knees for about 15 minutes. So I get, unless that was premeditated,
You gotta go for real?
Yeah.
Because you gotta go do Elvis, right?
Yeah, you gotta go.
I
To
guess
Elvis.
so,
You gotta
yeah.
go Pop Station.
Well, you gotta come back, man. I got
I
more
can't
questions.
wait.
Let's
Thank
play a
y'all.
record too. Let's play the.
What you want to
Are
hear?
You Even Real? You wanna play that one?
Yeah, man. I would love
He
to.
got joints. The She Got It with Coco Jones and Glorilla. I like Funeral. Funeral is really
Thank
dope.
you,
Yeah,
man.
he got some
What
joints.
you wanna hear?
Hammer to the Heart is my joint, though.
Oh, yeah. No way. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Hammer to the Heart.
I mean, yeah, put it on for Giveon, man. My
All right.
dog, bro, the fucking best in the business, man.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Teddy Swims, y'all.
We appreciate you for joining us. Thank you so
y'all
much.
so much for having me.
Let's get into-
I'm honored to be here, truly. Thank you.
Let's get into the record. Are You Even Real? Featuring Giveon. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.